morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Nice to have you all here with us today, and thank you for joining us. I'm Iman El-Masri, and I work in the Office of Director of Training of the ITCILO. I will be your host today together with a great team of my colleagues. So happy to see you all today, and welcome to this exclusive event for the alumni. And this year it's really exclusive because we have only the alumni who have joined our official platform since last year. Maybe let's start with some quick housekeeping rules while our participants are still joining. I know we had more than 1,000 registrations for this webinar today. So we'll take it really slow in the beginning so that they don't miss a lot while they are trying to join. But let me tell you that we have live interpretation to and from French and Spanish. You can switch the interpretation from the button that you can see here in the webinar. Thank you for our interpreters. Thank you for being with us for the coming 2 hours. Also, please, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the chat. You can see also the chat as a button in the webinar. Let's start by this. So since we are a lot today, where are you joining us from? Maybe let's drop your place and country or city in the chat in the coming 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, I'm looking at my other screen now, seeing colleagues joining from Benin, Malaysia, Cameroon, from Côte d'Ivoire, from Swatini, from Yemen, from Kenya, from Paraguay, from Bangladesh, from Nigeria. Yeah, from Tunisia, from Lebanon, and from Egypt, Cairo, and Zambia, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Ghana. Well, that's super great, super great. Thank you so much for joining us, even if we have like really different time zones. So yes, some of you are already having your breakfast and some are ready to go to bed. But thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Let me walk you quickly through the program of our event. We will spend 2 hours together. Please try to stay for the 2 hours if you can. So in the first hour, we will have this opening, this plenary, with very interesting interventions. Also from some speeches of our alumni, we will launch officially the publication Voices of Impact that we announced. And then we will break out into 9 different breakout rooms where you can meet each other and where you can meet our colleagues who were also, you will see many familiar faces, your trainers in many courses. So stay tuned for this one as well. We will come together again in plenary for the last half hour for the closing session. Please don't miss this one. We have lots of awards, we have surprises, so make sure you are here also in the last half hour of today's event. So let's do this first. So what happened since last year when we met all together, almost on the same day, actually it was on the 16th of December of last year, for the official launch of this alumni platform. So let me first ask you to watch this short video, and then maybe for the ones who were not with us last year, we will tell you a very short story as well. So I will ask Victoria to play this video. So last year, I also will share with you the link for the ones who were not with us. So what happened last year is that we did quite a big event. It was an online event, okay? And during that event, we had almost 3,000 of our alumni online with us. The link that I have just shared in the chat, you will find the story of everything that happened, also with the recording of the event. We officially launched the platform. And since then, the platform has been growing a lot. While we did that last year, we had almost 1,000 people on the platform. Now like as of this morning, we have more than 3,200 people on the platform. So these are all our alumni, and it was great to do this event last year. And what will happen today actually is a kind of a sequel of what happened last year. What we did is that, let me open the thing as well. Okay, so this is the page of what happened last year. We had this online event. We had almost 3,000 participants joining online. And then we had speeches by five of our alumni. They gave amazing speeches. It was great. And let me say that when we asked our alumni, our participants, to show their interest to give speeches, we received over 130 participations, while we had to choose only five of them. But we will tell you later what happened with the rest of the participations. Okay. And then we also celebrated our five top achievers. We celebrated our three top influencers. And then since that day, our alumni platform has been growing really well. And during the year, you might know that you might have also received many emails from the ITCILO for exclusive initiatives. So you have received things related to the open courses that we give. You have received communication related to open jobs at the ITCILO. And also you have something very interesting happened among the celebrations of the 60th anniversary of the center, that we actually issued a call for social impact, for social justice change makers. And this was a huge call. We received a lot of interest, and we had three winners of our alumni who were on the platform, who were invited to come to the ITCILO to join the event here in Torino. And let me also share with you the link to this event in the chat in case you are interested to see exactly what happened during that event. And for now, I would invite you to join a poll. So this is a picture from when our four alumni were invited to Torino to see or to join the Pioneers Forum. So now let me share with you this poll. I hope you are able to see my screen now. Please confirm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so please scan this QR code or join this poll at slido.com. You have the hash code, the number 2516076, that you should be entering in the code banner. And it gives you one question. What does being part of the ITCILO alumni mean to you in one word? We see so many opportunities, prestige, competent, knowledge, recognition, support, family, connection, team working, part of a global community, empowerment, family. I'll give it some more time since we have 600 alumni connected with us. So, yeah. The link to the Slido is always on the chat here, slido.com. You just need to insert this number, this code. You see pride, interconnectivity, change, honor, and knowledge. Thank you so much. It feels great that it makes such a good difference to all of you. I'll keep this open, will not be closed now. So please go ahead and insert your contribution, and this will be published later after the event as well. Thank you so much. So back to our presentation, and there's another thing that we want you to do. So, and this is important because this will be the thing that will allow you to be part of our exclusive awards or surprises in the last part of today's event. So again, please scan this QR code. You will find the super short survey. You only need to fill your names and your emails. I will drop the link in the chat as well for you, but please go for this, insert your names and emails, because this will play a very important role in the last part of our event. I'll give you some time to do this. Also, the link is now in the chat. I'm sending the link here again for the ones who are not able to scan. Okay, so we move ahead, and I pass the floor to our Director of Training, Mr. Andreas Klemmer. Andreas, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Iman, and good morning, good day, good afternoon, and good evening to the world, I must say, because we are more than 600 people in the call. And as Iman said, you might be at your breakfast or your dinner. I'm more concerned you probably don't have time to eat your breakfast and you don't have time to eat your dinner because you're in this call, and we don't have time to eat lunch. And I apologize for that. It's always this dilemma when you have a global call. That means if you bring people together from all over the time zones and all over the regions, you end up doing this at midday. And that means you sacrifice your dinner, you sacrifice your breakfast or your lunch and anything in between. My apologies for it, but we will make it worse to you. I promise this, because we are, I mean, an impressive crowd. I find this really energizing when I can have this opportunity to reconnect with more than 600 people out of 3,000 people on our alumni platform. I mean, you have to be aware that this is a very large turnout, and the whole world is connected right now to this platform, which is brilliant because we have reason to celebrate today. We actually celebrating you, may I say. We are going to celebrate your achievements. We are going to celebrate your learning results, and we are going to celebrate your achievements. And you will be also at the center of this 1.5 hours which are remaining. There will be testimonials, live testimonials. We will release this publication where we are going to show how people's lives have changed in their own view and in their own opinion. We're also going to give away some prizes. And I have to spoil this. You have to complete, if you can, that Survey Monkey. It's really just your email, but we need it because people in the call, people who are in this call, will have an opportunity to take part in a raffle. And we are going to give out some prizes towards the end of this call. One more reason to stay connected, and surely a reason to just fill that small survey, because this is the only way for us to be able to enter you into the raffle. So we have giveaways today because we are celebrating your achievements. So you have done great from what I have seen from the speeches, sneak preview. You have done great. How has the center done? Maybe you ask yourself, since you have connected with us, Les, how has this year been for us? Because 2025 has been a very turbulent year for the United Nations. I don't have to give you the details. If you follow the news or if you happen to work for a UN agency, you know that the system is under enormous pressure to readjust, to recalibrate. There's also a cash crisis that has forced the organizations to review their work. And the ILO, the International Labour Organization, has not been spared from this. So the ILO, as I'm giving you this speech, is undergoing also a review process, which will have an impact on the way this organization works, and it will have a knock-on effect on the way the International Training Center of the ILO, us, is going to work in the future. What we are actually seeing is enormous pressure on us to accelerate our digital transformation process as a learning service provider. And this is also why we have chosen this title. I have to put it the other way. This way I have to show. You know, if you look behind me, you see the title is Digital Transformation, but with humanity, with innovation, putting the human in the center of this learning journey. When we talk about digital transformation in the center, we are looking at two vectors. One is how we can use technology in order to accelerate positive change in our learning service cycle. And this webinar here is a perfect example. Gathering 1,000 people in Torino would cost a fortune. It would take 6 months to prepare, but if we connect online, if we connect digitally, as we do right now, this can be done with an acceptable effort. So how digital technology can be harnessed to accelerate positive change, in this case here with alumni platform. But this is only one side of the medal, you know, how we harness technology in our own work. The other side is how technology and the nexus between technology and social justice becomes a topic for teaching, a topic for instruction, because technology is fundamentally transforming the world of work as we speak. And you as alumni are in the midst of this storm because you are professionals in the world of work. So it's not only about how you use technology in your daily life, but also how technology is going to shape and change the future of work. So these are the two vectors, the content of training and the way we deliver our training services. This is what drives the center. And that brings me to this nexus between technology and social justice, and also its relevance for you. Because what the center does as part of this work that we do, we carry out, for instance, action research on emerging technologies like artificial intelligence. I think many of you have actually participated this year also in courses that have touched on AI. But we're also looking at quantum. Maybe some of you were part of our quantum webinar that we did in April, free webinars where we are trying to disseminate this information widely. We did work on extended reality. Actually, we deliver training in extended reality. And we have done work on biotech, on neurotechnology, and also robotics. And I want to share with you a short video, which is exemplifying what we do in the field of robotics. Because AI-powered robots or humanoid robots are at the verge of a technological breakthrough right now, and they are a perfect example to show how the center is trying to investigate the near future in your service so that we can make this information available to our learners and make sure that we deliver value added to professionals in the world of work. So I'm tempted now to try, Victoria, to ask you to play this video. This video is showing you the findings we had from a mission that we took about 3 weeks ago to China, to Shenzhen, in southern China, the Silicon Valley of IT and robotics in China. And we visited a number of companies that are producing humanoid robots, AI-powered robots. And I just want to show you a few impressions how that future of work is now. So can I ask you to play that video?
So we just came back from Shenzhen, where everything is happening in relation to robotics and technologies. What we really wanted to do was to see firsthand how the world related to robotics and especially human robotics is evolving. We wanted also to connect with the excellences in China that are studying and are developing very different types of humanoid and semi-humanoid robots, also specific elements of them. We wanted also to set the ground for real sandbox experiment here in the ITCILO.
ITCILO is looking at robotics because we assume that technological breakthroughs in development of robotics are going to disrupt the way people learn and work in the near future. We are specifically interested here in the converging impact of artificial intelligence and robotics, or humanoid robotics, where AI-powered robots will perform tasks that have been performed in the task by humans, or will perform tasks together with humans in the future, whereas this was not possible in the past.
I have a leading multimodal large model and excellent human-computer interaction design, making every interaction more natural and understanding.
So the wow effect was twofold. On one hand, the world of robotics is evolving so fast that in a month, a robot can reach the next level, can be integrated in a world that is actually not ready right now. On the other hand, each robot is specific, designed for delivering a specific task. Even a small obstacle that for humans actually is not, like a stair, can stop the robot to perform its task.
We do not only believe, but we see that AI-powered robots or humanoid robots are on the verge of a technological breakthrough and will be rolled out in the course of 2026 on a commercial scale across the world, starting with the United States and China. We also believe that humanoid robots can significantly enhance the capacity of people to learn. So rather than seeing robots as a dystopian threat that will substitute humans in our domain of work, we see robots as tutors, as supporters, exoskeletons, if you want, so that help people to significantly improve their cognitive performance.
So we are now starting a new stream of work to study the impact of human robots in capacity development. So what we want is not only to raise awareness, but also to start a dialogue on human robots and definitely find new and innovative solutions related to capacity development and human robotics.
What we have taken from this field visit last week is that the future is now. So it felt like coming back from the future now to Turin and bringing part of the future back into our present. So one of the follow-up decisions taken by the center now is to invest in humanoid robots for assisted learning and to carry out pilots in 2026 to see whether this technology can add value in our daily operations, our daily work. So the core message I would deliver is the future is now, and we need to embrace inevitable change, but do this in a responsible and informed manner. Trying to communicate to you is that these robots are on the verge of rollout. There are a number of companies in China, in the United States, in Japan, in South Korea, and also in various parts of Europe that are putting these robots out now for wide use in the care economy, for domestic household work, for industrial work in factories, and also in the entertainment and leisure industry. So these robots are a reality. And what the center does, it makes this information available, digestible, and passes it on to you so that you can then make your corresponding decisions how to shape your own future of work. Since I can't show you the video, I can only refer you in my concluding sentences to the research that we have carried out and that you can find on our website. So the research that we carried out, the documentation about this work is accessible via our website, free of charge, of course. And I would also warmly invite you to a webinar that we are going to carry out or that we are going to implement tomorrow. And I can see if you can put that link here exactly in. The webinar tomorrow is 1 hour. Again, it's over lunch. So again, you would have to forego your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, but it is giving you the live summary of the findings. So you will have an opportunity there to meet with UN officials, with entrepreneurs from China, and also with robotics experts here in Italy, who will give you examples of how robots are used in the care economy and for assisted learning. So the focus of this webinar tomorrow will be on the use of robots for the purpose of domestic help, ambulant caregiving, and assisted learning, to give you a sense how technology can be harnessed for good without being techno-naive. So these three experts will be there and will also be ready to take your call, your questions and your comments in order to engage into this near future scenario of AI-powered robots. I invite you for this continued learning journey, whether robots or AI or any other topic. And I hope that you will have a great 1.5 hours now going forward. And I might see you again for the raffle a bit later. Okay, thank you. Back to you.
Go. So let's hope. Okay. So for now, we are gathering again for a very important moment, which is the launch of the Voices of Impact platform. Or a publication. And before that, for our new alumni who were not with us in last year's event, maybe I can go quickly through the process that you have been going through to join this platform at the end. So you know that already in the center, we do offer several types of courses with the several layers or levels of certification. So some of you might have received a certificate of participation, others a certificate of achievement, and others might have gone a bit higher with the diploma, and some of you are actually graduates of our master's program. What we do after you finish your course is that we send you a digital credential, so a digital certificate. This is the way we have been issuing our certificates since 2020. And since then, till now, we have actually issued more than 170,000 digital credentials to our participants. Okay. Yes, this one I wanted to show you as well, since it shows how much it made a difference that you have received your certificates in a digital format. What you see in front of you here is that you not only receive a certificate which you can only print or take a screenshot of. Most of you, so 98% of these 170 recipients of our digital certificates actually engaged with their digital credentials. So thank you for this. By engaged, I mean, you have shared it on one or another social media platform, you have downloaded a PDF of the certificate, you have added your credentials to the LinkedIn profile, you have added it to your LinkedIn, to your email signature, you have added an evidence to your credential. So this is also very appreciated from our side as well. I hope that this means that you also appreciate the format that we are using to issue your certificates. Then let me go back to the presentation to show you that since you have been sharing these certificates, these have been shared more than 112,000 times on LinkedIn, which is great. So you are actually being partners of the ITCILO in terms of outreach, in terms of raising awareness on what kind of training offers that we can offer to the world out there. After you have received your digital credential, you also received another thing, another digital credential, but this time it's a badge. It's an alumni network membership badge. Till now, since last year, more than 50,000 alumni have received this badge and are eligible to join the alumni platform that all of you on the call today are part of. Actually, only receiving the badge, this action has been already shared almost 50,000 times on social media, which shows how much our recipients appreciate their belonging to this platform, to this community, and it was very evident in your responses to the poll earlier in the session. So now to the very important point. Since it has been a promise, since as was mentioned, last year we received so many interests in giving a 2 to 3 minute speech during the event, and we were not able to accommodate all of them. We had to stick with 5 due to the time. So we promised that since they were all very, very precious interventions. Actually, thank you all for this. We promised that we will find a way to share your words with the world in a meaningful way. And this is what we have been working on during the year. So now all the testimonials that you have shared with us earlier, for the ones who gave us consent to do this, since we received hundreds, but at the same time in this publication, you will find almost 82 testimonials by you, by the alumni, put together in one single platform.
For me, ITCILO is more than an academic institution. It is a place for professional growth, a networking hub, and a catalyst for ongoing collaboration. ITCILO has connected the Maldives and many other countries with an incredible global network of experts in the world of work.
Through workshops and training sessions inspired by the ITCILO, we have educated our members about their rights, labor laws, and negotiation techniques. As a result, we have witnessed a surge in participation and activism, fostering a culture of solidarity where every worker feels valued and empowered, leading to our new slogan, Touch One, Touch All.
Je suis déterminée à mettre en œuvre les connaissances acquises pour promouvoir des pratiques d'entreprise responsables et durables. Je suis convaincue que grâce à la collaboration entre les acteurs sociaux, nous parviendrons à créer des environnements de travail plus sûrs, plus justes pour tous.
En ITC descubrí que el aprendizaje puede ser dinámico, interactivo y sobre todo muy divertido. Los cursos están diseñados de manera ingeniosa, con metodologías innovadoras que te invitan a participar activamente. Gamificación, simulaciones, estudio de casos, la búsqueda de la presea dorada, etc. Herramientas que te atrapan y te hacen olvidar que estás aprendiendo. El conocimiento se internaliza de forma natural, casi sin darte cuenta. Gracias.
But my first experience in Turin was transformative because it gave me direction and opened my eyes to the endless possibilities in this field. The ITCILO didn't just teach me concepts and skills, it also helped shape my career path. Everything that I learned from those early lessons to more advanced and specialized topics and skills has been invaluable, not just in my work with ECOP, but also when I was able to work with the Philippine Department of Labor and Employment for a few years. The ITCILO also gave me a community. It's one of the, I guess, more unique benefits of being part of this group. You're able to make lifelong friends from different countries.
I invite you to scan this QR code, and I can also share with you the link of the page on the website. And I know that when we communicated with you earlier to get your consent on sharing these speeches, we have told you to please keep it a secret until we officially launch this. Okay, so now we're officially doing it. It's on the internet, it's public, and everyone has access to it. And you can download the full publication, which is a great publication. Maybe I can show you. This is how it looks with all your speeches. Okay, in a very nice document that you are now able to share with the world if you want to. Having said that, we also invited some of our contributors to this publication to give very short speeches. And for this, I pass the floor to my colleague Marina to invite our alumni to give the speeches. I hope they were all able to join us today. So let's start. Marina, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Iman, for guiding us through the history of this document and officially launching the Voices of Impact. This publication to us is not just this collection of speeches, but reading each of these speeches, we saw how much it reflects the experiences, the professional commitment, and this less longing bond between ITCILO and the alumni community. So now we'll move to hear from the voices themselves. It wasn't easy for us to identify some of the speeches to represent the alumni here today, but our first speaker is Abel Carnot. Monsieur Abel Carnot, à vous la parole. Monsieur Abel.
Oui, je suis avec vous. Vous m'entendez?
Oui.
Oui, bonjour.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Alors, pour ma voix d'impact, depuis 2019, mon parcours sur le campus de Turin a été une véritable aventure humaine et professionnelle. Cette plateforme a profondément enrichi mes compétences, élargi mes perspectives et renforcé mon engagement envers les valeurs du travail décent et de la justice sociale. Elle m'a aussi permis de développer des compétences clés dans le domaine du travail décent, de la santé au travail, de la protection sociale, de la violence et le harcèlement au travail, des systèmes de pension de retraite et j'en passe, grâce à des formations de haute qualité. Ma toute première rencontre fut marquante avec Luis Miguel Monge en 2019, mon tuteur, comme je l'ai dit, à Turin, dont la rigueur, l'écoute et le sens du partage ont posé les solides bases de mon apprentissage. À ses côtés, j'ai appris à naviguer avec efficacité avec les outils numériques et la formation à distance. J'ai eu l'honneur d'être formé par Charles Crévier, un véritable maître de protection sociale, dont les enseignements ont éveillé en moi une passion pour les questions de justice sociale, d'équité et d'accès universel à la protection. Au fil des formations, j'ai croisé des formateurs inspirants comme Gabriel Jesus, Invioleta Shingarara, Fatou Diouf, Jules Estrier Oumevo, chacun apportant sa touche particulière dans l'approche pédagogique, la diversité des perspectives et l'ancrage pratique des modules. Aussi, parmi les figures marquantes de mon cheminement, je ne peux omettre ma connexion particulière avec Naomi Shakaya, sa capacité à susciter le dialogue, à valoriser les contributions syndicales et à incarner des valeurs de l'OIT fait d'elle une référence pour moi. Grâce à elle, j'ai mieux compris l'importance du rôle des syndicats dans la transformation sociale à travers la formation et le dialogue. Aujourd'hui encore, l'engagement se poursuit avec Rose Bébé, qui incarne une nouvelle génération de formateurs dynamiques et empathiques, assurant la continuité d'un encadrement de qualité. Grâce à l'I-Campus de Turin, je suis devenu Alumni ITCILO, avec la fierté d'appartenir à une communauté mondiale du professionnel engagé pour le progrès social, ce qui représente pour moi un saut d'engagement, de compétences et de solidarité internationale. Très cordialement, je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Mr. Abba, for joining us today and also for your speech. Our second speaker would be Zunara Nauman. Zunara, I'm happy to give you the floor.
Thank you, Marina, and a very good day to all dear fellow alumni and respected ITCILO team. It's an honor to share my journey as part of this extraordinary learning community. My affiliation with ITCILO began in 2020 with the course E-Learning Design Lab. And since then, it has been a journey of growth, empowerment, opportunities, and lifelong learning, feeling myself being more future ready. Reflecting on my experience of online learning, in my case, it has been 90% of online learning with ITCILO, which started from 2020 and it continued every year. So besides many of the other features that top quality online courses do have, 4 key aspects make the ITCILO stand out for me. Number 1, the human element in online learning. Despite technology being the sole medium for delivery and having incorporated so many learning technologies and all that, I always felt a strong human connection. I always found the answers in a very human way and felt someone is sitting on the other side of my screen who is understanding me, responding me in the ways which I need in my area of work. The thoughtful design of every interaction and virtual space brought us closer as learners, crossing borders and creating meaningful bonds. I forgot to mention that I am from Pakistan. So for last 5 years, I am connected with ITCILO while sitting from one corner of the world. And I feel so much connected. The second aspect has been the relevance and applicability to evolving needs. When I joined the e-learning design lab at the start of 2020, it was COVID-19. While I was having that course, I did not realize that how this is going to help me. And even after 2 months, I felt myself having all the tools, skill sets, practices which were needed by me in my area of work. So I was ready to jump and hold with the as the industry grappled with the unique challenges and the needs and all that, and I could quickly adapt and innovate those ways. So that those moments weigh a lot in my career progression. How that career needs were complemented from what I had learned from ITCILO. The third aspect is the confidence and resources and outcomes. This aspect has been very interesting in my case. More than what a learner does have a trust in whatever she is learning from an institute, this was more inspiring that how an institute does have confidence in their learning resources and all that. So as I had the course at ITCILO, I was offered to work with the same tasks and assignments with the tools and things that I had learned there. So this was empowering. They strengthened my confidence. I got the platform with whatever I learned, and I saw the practicality, I saw the relevance, and this was a very solid validation of my learning and skill. And it had a very profound milestone. The fourth and another very important aspect is the power of networks, which turned into net worth. Beyond the course, beyond the learning, the connections I could build over last 5 years since my affiliation started with ITCILO, these have been invaluable. In 2022, I had a course of virtual reality and skill development. And in early 2023, I was signing a contract with a French-based VR technology providing organization And it was a connection born during my course with ITCILO. And there are so many things like that. The ITCILO has been a constant in my professional development, from connecting me from the local to the global platforms, offering me the courses which I actually was looking for, but I could not name those needs. And those were always there in the info notes of the courses I was looking for. And the topics which are offered aligned with not only the market trends, but every year something new nicely fitting to my career needs. Whether it's virtual reality, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and as just we heard, some new robotics, quantum technology, and all that. The ITCILO has been my one-stop partner for staying competitive and future-ready. I owe my global career progression to this incredible institution. I owe this progression to all of you, my dear ITCILO course instructors, teams, and all that. Thank you, ITCILO, and the amazing colleagues over there for being more than a learning partner. Thank you for being a true career progression partner in many ways. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zanara, for your speech. Now we are following with Flavio Sunir, our third speaker. Señor Flavio.
Bueno, Yoli. Buenos días con todos y todas, queridos autoridades, profesores, colegas y amigos. Hoy me llena de orgullo estar frente a ustedes como un exalumno del Centro Internacional de Formación de la OIT. Esta institución no solo transforma la vida de quienes tienen la oportunidad de pasar por sus aulas, sino que también siembra en nosotros la responsabilidad de contribuir al cambio desde nuestras comunidades hasta el mundo entero. Mi nombre es Flavio Chunir y vengo de un rincón especial de Ecuador, acá al otro lado del mundo, Salinas de Guaranda. Representar a mi comunidad en el CIF OIT fue un privilegio que asumí con profundo compromiso, sabiendo que esta experiencia no era solo para mí, sino para mi gente y para quienes día a día trabajan por un futuro más justo y digno. Cuando llegué a la CIF OIT, lo hice con preguntas, inquietudes y sueños por realizar. Allí no solo encontré respuestas, sino también herramientas prácticas y, lo más importante, una visión más amplia del mundo. En cada lección, en cada conversación con compañeros de diferentes países, entendí que aunque nuestras realidades pueden ser distintas, compartimos los mismos desafíos y anhelos: la justicia social, la equidad y el progreso sostenible. El aprendizaje en el CIF OIT no se limita a teorías o métodos. No, va mucho más allá. Nos invita a mirar nuestro entorno con nuevos ojos y a encontrar soluciones que realmente hagan la diferencia. En mi caso, la formación recibida me dio la confianza y el conocimiento para pensar en que cómo puedo contribuir al desarrollo de Salinas de Guaranda, un lugar con enorme potencial y una rica historia de trabajo comunitario. Sé que el cambio no ocurre de la noche a la mañana, pero gracias a esta experiencia tengo más herramientas para aportar al bienestar de mi comunidad. Estoy decidido a promover proyectos que generen trabajo decente, igualdad de oportunidades y que fortalezcan nuestra identidad local. Todo inspirado en los valores que aprendí en esta gran institución. Quiero agradecer al CIF OIT por creer en personas como yo y en comunidades como la mía. Espero que este vínculo siga creciendo y que a través de mi trabajo pueda retribuir lo que esta experiencia me ha dado. Al final, lo que hace único a la CIF OIT no es solo su capacidad de formar líderes, sino su habilidad para conectar corazones y mentes que sueñan con un mundo mejor. Gracias por enseñarnos que el cambio empieza con uno mismo, pero que sus efectos pueden llegar muy lejos. A todos aquí presentes, gracias por su apoyo, su inspiración y por ser parte de esta misión compartida. Salinas de Guaranda y yo llevaremos siempre en alto el espíritu de la CIF-OIT. Muchas gracias a todos.
Muchas gracias, Flavio.
Okay, so let's move forward. And maybe Victoria, I hand you back the floor to introduce the breakout rooms. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
so that's, yeah, please go ahead. The floor is yours.
So can we go? Yes, thank you very much, Iman. Hello, my name is Victoria, and I welcome you participants today in our alumni event. And it is a real pleasure to be with you today. Let me start by introducing our breakout rooms. These sessions are in the heart, like in the middle of our event today, and it's this interactive spaces for you to join what is the best matches your interests and professional focus. So we are going to the room number 1, sustainable development at the frontiers of new tech. During this session, Development Investment Program team invites you to reflect on how young people help shape the international mechanisms governing the future of emerging technologies. Could this generate the creation of sustainable, ethical, inclusive development solution of the world's most complex challenges? And we will stay just a few seconds on each slide for you to see the description, to take your time and to understand which room would you like to choose. Yes, so we are moving to the room number 2. Re-engineering financial solidarity and building state capacities in social protection. The discussion will be facilitated by Charles Crivier, who invites participants to rethink financial solidarity in social protection by confronting demographic changes with rigorous analyses, projections, and solutions that balance expanded coverage, adequate benefits, and long-term sustainability. And we are moving to the governance numérique, digital governance. This room will be in French language. So if you are French language speaking participants, please join this room if you want. In room 3, the discussion will focus on digital governance as a strategic lever for better decision-making, anticipation of risks, and stronger public action. The session highlights how digital tools and data can support decent work in an increasingly complex and digitalized world. The session is facilitated by Olena Vazhinska in French. We are going to room number 4. Derechos laborales en un mundo del trabajo cambiante. Labor rights in changing world of work. The session will be in Spanish. Facilitated by Nicolas Torres Vieira. This room explores how artificial intelligence, digital platforms, and digital transitions are reshaping labor rights and gender equality. So room number 5, digitalizing your training institution. Stefano Meranto invites you to come to the Catalyst breakout room and discuss the institutional capacities that can be built to seize the opportunities of the digital training era. Advancing conciliation mediation practice. Together with Irene de Ursula, you will reflect on the role of conciliator mediators and how continuous learning and skill development can keep conciliation mediation effective, relevant, and people-focused. Rights at the work in changing climate. This room will be facilitated by Linda Dalen and Santiago Dunn. During this session, you will gain a clear understanding of why climate change is not only an environmental issue, but also a labor and human rights concern, and why collective action is essential. Room number 8, Project Manager and Organizational Change, Real Stories and Real Impact. Organizational Development and Project Service team invites you to explore how online and blended training courses can support meaningful change in people's careers and professional lives. And in the plenary, we will have the session with Tom Van Beek, who invites you to discover how AI can enhance teaching, personalize learning pathways, and support more inclusive and scalable training systems. In this session, in the plenary, you will have live interpretation in French and Spanish. So you will have the possibility to choose your own room when we open the rooms. You will have buttons with the rooms available. So you just need, you will be invitation to join the room. You just need to press the button and you will be assigned to the room. If you have any particular technical difficulties, please let us know. Yes, I see in the chat and we will assign you. But at the moment, let me. Yes, the rooms are already open and you can join your room. You will have 30 minutes for the session.
We're ready for the next 25 minutes out here. And I have titled my session with AI and the future of learning, and trying to explore together with you some practical insights. What would that mean for learning? What would this mean for capacity building? What does that mean also for a training institute like the ITCILO? And of course, in an alumni network, I don't have to introduce the ITCILO anymore, but I'm here from a specific program in there. It's the Learning Innovation Program from the ITCILO, which is actually, if you ever been here at the campus, we have opened up an innovation lab, and you see a picture out there from the innovation lab. And what we're trying to do is to explore, let's say, the latest technologies, the latest methodologies that could support, that could accelerate learning, and so also improve your own learning experience. And they're leading a team of about 20 staff in this field. And I want to collect some of the ideas that we have been following out there. So there's also plenty of possibilities to interact with me. I will follow the webinar chat here if you would like to ask a question, and also checking on a regular basis, let's say if there's something out there. Now, if you would ask me, how would I have to position the center in the adoption of artificial intelligence? How do you see that? Would we have an absent mandate or an active mandate, and you position that on the matrix? Is there an innovation culture and a conservative culture? And ask for yourself in the organization, institution, government, trade union, employer organization, where would you position your organization in the adoption of AI? If you can give me a few hints in the chat box, that would be nice. Are you there that you said, yes, we have a kind of an innovation culture, but there's no active mandate, so people are experimenting a little bit with the use of AI in learning? Then you would be in the zone of casual experiments. If you would be, for example, having an active mandate and also a highly innovative culture, and that's what I would like to position our center in, you would try to pioneer innovation. So what I would want to do throughout this conversation is to see how you could jump from a little bit more of casual experimentation with AI towards, let's say, a more integrated and a fully adopted approach of AI within your own organization. That's one of the goals that I have in the upcoming 20 minutes. My second goal is that I want to depolarize a little bit the debate, because if you look at the news, it's either AI will replace jobs or AI won't do anything. So it's always one end or the other end. If you see here, I will share also a few quotes throughout my keynote lectures, like, well, if an AI can take an employee's job, it probably means that the job has been dehumanized just enough for a bot to take it. So a few of these kind of reflections, and you will see that in most of the reflections, we won't be at one end of the spectrum. It won't be a full replacement, but it also won't be that there's no influence of these upcoming technologies. And another element that I would like to take out in this session when I talk with colleagues, when I talk with participants, that there is still a lot of not knowns on AI, that we are sometimes a little bit at the surface, that the new abbreviation for AI could be there's still a lot of artificial ignorance in the room. And I think our, let's say, a center has taken up, let's say, the duty to how can we, across our constituents, but also alumni, increase the knowledge about artificial intelligence. With one short sentence, how can we promote artificial intelligence literacy? And one of the elements that you can reach out to us, we have basically developed a game board, and it's a very interactive experience. We have tested it out in different countries. This is a picture that we have done with our South African constituents, that in a playful way, we start to learn about, let's say, what are all the different terminologies mean, and ask you a lot of questions. What could AI mean for your institution? And it creates a kind of a conversational tool with your colleagues to align not only your AI vocabulary on it, but also, what would we do with AI in our institution? Is it just about to create a specific chatbot that addresses one need, or is it something more complex? Or maybe we are not yet ready for it to fully integrate it. So that's a playful way to go about it. A second, AI literacy. This is the tool that you see here. You can also send us a question and we will provide you with a link towards it. But a second one is extremely important, that we also have launched a whole series of a masterclass on artificial intelligence, where some of the people that even Andreas, who was here, also is part of the movie, where I would show you the faces right here. There's a bunch of around 9 different experts that, from their own angle on what AI can mean for what AI can mean for capacity building, institutional capacity building, and each gives them his or her perspective from different angle, from a training angle, from a gender lens angle, from an inclusion angle, from a technological angle. It's a very interesting, let's say, multidisciplinary perspective on what AI could mean for your own institution. So that's also for free. We will also provide you the link out there. These 9 videos, they don't take that long. It's about 3 to 5 minutes for each nugget. It's part of our what we call bite-sized micro-learning, that easily you can run it on your phone or on your computer. So these are 2 very specific initiatives to increase AI literacy across staff worldwide and constituents. Now, I always mention, whether we talk about AI, whether we talk about social media, whether we talk about the internet, whether we talk about any technology that has passed the historical window, it is extremely important to have a good vision on what we are going to do with it, because without a vision, this actually quote is still relevant. A fool with a tool is still a fool. So you need to know exactly, what is it going to support? What is it going to enhance? And this is also one of the few questions that I would like to ask out here. In the meanwhile, I also try to monitor. In the chat box, I don't see any specific questions, but if you have questions, do not hesitate to interrupt me, and so that I can also address them on the go. What I also see is that the expectations vis-a-vis artificial intelligence are extremely high. Specifically, the generative AI hype has been there for the last 2 to 3 years, and almost would basically do everything. This image is a nice image from a city from the country where I'm originally from Belgium. This is actually coming from Antwerp, and it basically states, "Hey, ChatGPT, finish this building. Your skills are irreplaceable." It's just a kind of a provocative image. Some people would feel comfort in seeing this, let's say, image, to say that, well, not all things will be replaced or will be done by AI, but we could ask ourselves the question, is this really so? So I'm inviting you to reflect about it, because once in a while we get proposed images that look very futuristic, but are maybe very closer than what we really think. I don't know if somebody still remembers this lady, if you could, if somebody knows from which country is this lady. It's also a humanoid robot. You can maybe put it into the chat box so that I can see it. This lady is called Sophie. She has actually an official identity. She got a passport from Saudi Arabia. That's where she is from. And that's not basically from, let's say, the last year. This was already done in 2016, where this humanoid robot infused with AI got official citizenship in Saudi Arabia. And at that time, people were already saying, well, it might be possible that soon we will have also a certain Sophia in the classroom or in the training room. I'm putting a question mark next to it because it's also interesting what Andreas was mentioning, the evolution of humanoid robots in combination with artificial intelligence. That speed is going extremely fast. So what are we going to do with them in capacity building is a very interesting and relevant question. Some people mention here, Professor of Economics, AI will become the calculator for writing. If I ask you, how much stuff are you actually already doing with AI? And maybe some people are, ask yourself the question. Now, what I wanted to do, and specifically when we talk about technologies, there's always a kind of a very futuristic, sometimes even dystopian view on it. And I think it's the role of a critical training center to at least debunk a few of these myths of what artificial or generative artificial intelligence will do. One of these myths is that AI will replace human trainers. I think that's definitely a myth. When we look into the discussion, as I said, we don't go into the extreme. What we will see is that human trainers will be augmented with AI. They will be accelerated by AI, but they won't be replaced. What will happen? That a human accelerated by AI might replace a human without AI, and that might be a fundamental shift that is actually happening. AI will replace the need for face-to-face training. That might be also a second myth out there. Otherwise, our training campus here in Torino would not be of added value. And you will see that is also a myth that we find counter evidence that there's still a need to have these kind of global networked meetings on academies and everything what we do here in Torino. A third myth is that AI can solve all learning challenges, depending on what degree of complexity. We sometimes will see that maybe AI or that specific technology is not the solution for your learning problem, but maybe something else might be needed. And that's why I said we need to think clearly on what we want to get out of it. So you see, there are a few myths here that I would like to debunk in one way or another, and then maybe focus a little bit more on, but what are the real opportunities out there? It was already mentioned in the introduction, through AI, we basically can personalize learning paths. We have already seen it with generative AI. We can do some specific roles. We can put our prior knowledge in. We can create different paths for different types of learnings with different prior knowledge. So that would create a kind of a path of intelligent content delivery. And that is actually specifically for people, the inclusion factor. Some people with disabilities, with other things, can be actually accommodated in a much more easier fashion through the use of AI. What we see is AI is definitely playing with big numbers of data. So we could also get data-driven insights through our learning platforms, actually go in a much more evidence-based way on the use of learning. And several other things. What we want to do is, for example, create the boring stuff and automate it, and actually create space for the human critical and creative stuff. So in this way, I see potential entry points where we can create real opportunities. And that's not just about increasing productivity. It's basically also creating space so that we can do things that really matter, so that we can connect with humans, so that we can interact, collaborate, and so on. So there's lots of opportunities out here as well, as I've mentioned out there. And this is a slide that I'm also going to share because as we are working here in the whole learning cycle, in every phase of learning, from the analysis phase to the evaluation phase, you have different tools that you actually can deploy, different tools that you can use. Some simple tools that are already out there. As I said, we have used the SurveyMonkey. Every single tool now is augmented with AI. If you want to do a needs analysis through SurveyMonkey, just activate the AI function there and you will do all kinds of things that in the past have cost a lot of time. Semantic analysis, topic analysis, things that actually now get automated so that you really can focus on the deep thinking behind the AI and not on the, let's say, costly work out there. So have a look at some of these tools. Some of them are also open source. Some of them you are actually already using. There are actually two key people that we also work with in our expert team through the different AI forum that we organize. It's the ITCILO. That's here, Dr. Philippa Hartman and Ethan Molek. You will find them also back on LinkedIn, and they have extremely interesting newsletters that keep us up to speed with the latest evolutions in AI. So let me rewind a little bit, because what I wanted to do with you is also checking if there are no questions coming in either on the Q&A or on the what do we call it, the chat box, but so far I don't see any coming, so don't hesitate to ask questions here. What I want to do in the rewind section is, why should we engage with AI? Stephen Hawking already mentioned intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. That's something that we have to think about it at our personal level. If we don't cope or adapt to change, we might be behind. I think the human trainer of the future without artificial intelligence accelerator will be replaced by the human trainer that uses it. And not only at the individual level, but also at the, let's say, what I would say, the organization level. Because when the rate of change outside an organization is greater than the rate of change inside, then basically the end is near. So also institutionally, we will need to adopt, let's say, the use of these technologies, always in a responsive, critical way. So one of the problems is when we introduce new technologies that we always do the same as what we have learned in the past. Adam Rusbansky, he says, if we always do what we have always done, we will get what we have always got. That means that our Secretary General has invited us now to do new things, to do things differently and doing different things in different ways. That was why the entire UN system had to adopt, let's say, the UN 2.0 quintet of change, where data, digital innovation, foresight, and behavioral insights were introduced. And you will see that the whole efforts on AI, you could basically see them at the intersection of data, digital transformation, and innovation to create a bit of a forward-looking culture in the organization. And look at also from what I would call an interdisciplinary perspective. I will share with you 3 ideas, and I will invite you also to think about them. Actually, this one is doing all things in new ways. What we have seen in the adoption curve of AI, that we often do the same things, but then with a new technology and a new jacket. This is a picture of 50 years ago, and this is a picture of what is happening right now. What we actually need to do is something different, I would say. And when I say when we do all things in new ways, then I would think about, okay, we're just going to AI power some textbooks, or we're going to do some automated grading, or we're going to create a few AI chatbots for frequently asked questions. This might be useful. This is also of practical added value, but it doesn't change the way we think, the way we work, and the way we innovate. It's just doing an old thing in a new digital jacket. What I want to ask is there a way that we also can do new things in fundamentally new ways? So do we need to rethink, for example, a new curricula, new architecture, new teaching methods? Because it's impossible if you now would do an exam, you basically can recreate it with ChatGPT and a thing. So does that mean that we cannot use ChatGPT? No, we have to rethink on how we do assessment. And for that, we also can use artificial intelligence. So that's one first reflection. And if you want to do new things in new ways, you can actually use this model of Summer model, it's called. Just don't use the technology to augment or to substitute what you could do in the old way, but try to use the technology that it modifies, that it completely redefines the way you're currently doing things. Second idea that I want to basically mention here is the idea of when we look at the future, we always think with, let's say, the frameworks of the past, because I think no future can be understood by extrapolating today's conditions. So if you want to talk about the future, then any useful statement about the future should at first seem ridiculous. That's an important foresight person has mentioned that. He said 100 years ago, well, in 1878 was mentioned, the Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. Said by a very intelligent person at then. He was a chief engineer of the British Post Office. Or the president of the Michigan Savings Bank said once in 1900, the horse is here to stay, but the automobile is only a novelty, a fad. So might be interesting to see what kind of quotes about the future that you get now by AI, and ask yourself the same question. What if? Which ones of these statements would look a little bit strange or ridiculous 50 years from now? You probably have seen the movie Her, which already anticipated on the rise of generative AI. And people said, well, that's actually a science fiction movie because generative AI is never capable to basically empathize. Empathy is definitely a human trait. If you see what's currently happening with some of these AI companions out there, they basically are decoding or deciphering, let's say, some empathic patterns out there. Look also at Neon, the artificial human. And some of these things, they come very scarily close to what we think was previously not possible. So how can we adapt to that? How can we work with that? And I think we need to be able to ask ourselves new questions, and that are the what if innovation questions. And what can we learn from artificial intelligence about human learning? What if we no longer can distinguish what is real, actual, or true in the world around us? Who are the new actors, partners in AI in learning and training? These are fundamental questions that the training institute needs to ask himself. And maybe also, for me, the most fundamental question, what if we would use AI to ask better questions? And there's actually a lot of different questions related to training, to classroom management, to quality assurance. And I've here listed a few of them that basically should rewind and re-innovate the whole learning ecosystem. Just reading one out, does standardized assessment make sense when we can test knowledge acquisition and application in different ways suited at the learner's character? Classes and courses are designed to deliver the same content at scale. How do we organize the logistics of learning, assuming that we can deliver different content to different people? These are the questions that we will need to be able to answer. I'm just also checking a little bit the time here.
Tom,
Yeah.
maybe if there are some questions in the Q&A, can I just give you some of them? Maybe you
Yeah,
can
for
answer
sure.
them. Yeah.
Because I don't see them here. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So from Anna Gretel is asking, I would like to make you a question. What is the value of acceleration in a world where capitalist structures need to be deaccelerated? This is one of the questions. Would you like me to repeat it or it's okay?
No. It's okay.
Yeah. And then maybe I give you a couple of them and leave you to answer.
Yep.
So another one from Zaman. Could you please show the AI tools page once again? I want to take a screenshot. Okay. And then the third one from Nakshum. Who will keep leadership, human or AI? What about junior level specialists? Will AI cover this part? So I will leave you with these three questions. We have more, but I think it's time, like time is important now. So over to you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks a lot for these questions. The junior senior type of question. Actually, maybe some of the questions could be basically also answered with another technology. You remember Kasparov, the chess genius from from Russia. At one time, I think he lost, was it in 1982 against the IBM computer? This was at a time that we were thinking, okay, a computer basically won over a human being. And people were predicting then, oh, this is the end of chess. what happened in reality, chess has never been as popular as been today. What is completely different is that now you see human beings accelerated by computers that can beat anyone. They can beat a computer without a human being, and they also can beat computers. So I don't think we need to be afraid that something will completely being disappeared. I think we need to see in what way can humans be accelerated in the most, let's say, efficient and critical way. I think the question of the first person on power is an extremely important one. I just came back from Bangalore, which is the Silicon Valley of India, and there the critical question was, if you look at AI and who's currently leading the debate, we should look at infrastructure, we should look at data, we should look at compute. And what's happening right now is very concentrated in the Silicon Valleys of this world. It's very concentrated in maybe two regions, in the United States and in China. So are there ways to basically increase our agency? Is there space where other actors could come in? Can we ask critical questions on the regulatory side? And this is basically something that, you know, everybody is asking themselves, and maybe also the underlying economic models will also have to shift along. So that on the AI tools, what I will do is basically put them the link here. I'll just as soon as I finish, I will give you the two links in the chat. But maybe one thing I wanted to mention, maybe also to finalize, because I look at the time here that we're almost finishing. What I found important here, and I will link it also with Andreas' invitation for tomorrow's session on the humanoid robots. I think any, let's say, innovation, any Cambrian explosion of AI offspring will occur at its intersections with other technologies and the system. And then that's where we need a much more ecological approach to assess potential threats, the one that you have already mentioned, whether that's political power, whether that's security, whether that's anything else on there, but also the opportunities. I have listed a lot of opportunities out there. Read The Coming Wave from Mustafa Suleiman, and you will see that all the topics that Andreas has mentioned as action research, from artificial intelligence to immersive technologies to synthetic biology to quantum computing, I think we need to look at it in this way, where you will see AI connecting it with, in terms of data and power, with quantum computing, connecting it with physical actionability, with robotics, the humanoid robotics, connecting it with remote sensings, connecting it with also presencing and storytelling and the immersive technologies. So you will see very interesting combinations. Some of them we are already using here at the center, where, for example, we are immersed in virtual reality, do public speaking, and the AI-infused data gives us automated feedback on the way how I've been actually performing. These kind of interactions between different technologies will really accelerate capacity building and everything. So that's basically how I think we also need to see it, not isolated, not separated, but at the intersection of different technologies basically coming together. Any other question, Iman, or how are we doing in terms of time?
We have two questions, but with time, we have 1 minute. So
Okay.
one of them from Given: what's your take on increasing screen time due to AI and associated increasing depression? This is the first question. Second question, I hope I can read it or I understand it well. What's the difference between real, actual, and true? With examples, please. I'm not sure I understood the second one, but the first one is quite clear too.
Okay, yeah, on the first one, can you remind me, that was on screen time and
Screen
yes.
time and associated increasing depression.
Yeah, if you look at research right now, with the whole influx of technologies, there's an interesting book you should read it. It's called Generation Anxiety, that basically through the increased screen time, well-being, mental health are coming back onto the picture. And then specifically we look at young people, because I actually only learned that your brain is fully developed at the age of, was it 32 or something like that? Okay. In a way that we will have to take into account also empirical evidence of what research is saying. I don't think it's fully healthy to be 6 hours behind a screen. I would ask our occupational safety and health specialist in the house, and they would definitely show evidence with a negative impact, not only on your brain, on your eyesight, on everything like that. So I think in a common sense and healthy way, we need to take that into consideration, but that should not be an argument that we would put away our screens. You know, they are becoming more and more extensions of our body. You will see that definitely with the development of humanoid robots, but we need to basically adopt them in a critical way. Okay, there's a bit of background noise. That means that people are
People are
coming
coming
back
back.
to the
Indeed.
thing.
We were not informed.
We were not
Okay.
informed.
We're not ready to
We
be back.
Thank you
were
so much. Thank you so much, colleagues. This was great. So sorry the time wasn't enough, but but feel free, please, to let's organize more of these events very soon, since the conversations seem to be very active. We had a look at the breakout rooms, and most of the rooms were, all of them were really full of participants. So we are so happy that you had this chance to reconnect with the alumni, and for the alumni to reconnect with their trainers. So thanks a lot. Since we are moving to the closing session already, let's, because this is very exciting, we don't want to hold you for longer than 2.5, like we promised. So I will quickly pass the floor to Victoria again to announce the awards for this year.
Thank
And
you.
then we will pass the floor to Andreas. So Victoria, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Ayman. So it is my pleasure to announce our this year Alumni Awards 2025. These awards celebrate not only the learning, but also engagement and commitment and impact. Let me start with the top influencers 2025. These are alumni. This is top influencers. This is alumni who actively share the ITCILO credentials and who got reached the highest number of views and engagements. So thank you very much. And through your voices, you amplified ITCILO learning far beyond our classroom, inspiring others around the world. We thank you very much, and you will receive the badge of Top Influencer Award that you can proudly share on your social media. And we will start from the third prize, which goes to Alexandra Wall. Congratulations, you will receive the Top Influencer badge just in the following days via email. And the second prize goes to Ringo Starma Sakwa. Again, our congratulations, you will receive the notifications. And the winner, the first prize, Top Influencer 2025, goes to Dr. Baisamba Diop. Congratulations. These badges you can share on your profiles, media profiles, and professional platforms. So we thank you very much. And yes, now we are going to Top Achiever Awards, that alumni who are recognized for their exceptional commitment to continuous learning, having completed the highest number of ITCILO certificates in 2025. You would like to say that your dedication to skill development, professional growth, and lifelong learning are truly encouraging. And we would like to start with Lala Aslikan, who got 18 ITCILO certificates in 2025. And the next prize goes to Duda Lor from Senegal with 23 ITCILO certificates in 2025. The next winner is Randy Clark from Barbados. You will receive also your Top Achiever Alumni badge. Yeah, so you can see the speech which Randy Clark sent us. We will stop a bit, quite a couple of seconds, that you could read it. And with the second prize, we have Garo Lusararian from Lebanon with 26 ITCILO certificates in 2025. That's a lot. Congratulations. And the winner is, the first place goes to, the winner is, with 32 ITCILO certificates in 2025, is Yograj Sibalak from Mauritius. Congratulations. Your achievement is very inspiring, and you can see the Top Achievers 2025 speech from your garage. And also, your garage is also receiving the voucher for any open course 2026 online or in presence. This voucher covers tuition fees only. You will receive also instructions via email with your badge and the voucher. We will contact you. And once again, congratulations for your achievements to our top achievers, to our top influencers. Your achievements are inspiring for all the alumni community. And now it's time to exclusive surprise for our alumni. Andreas, the floor is yours.
Yeah, here I am again with technology. We'll see whether it works. So what we are doing is we are giving away a raffle. If this means for us, for people who are in the call, and only for people who are in the call. And that's why we had asked you at the beginning to register, because this way we can ensure that only people who have connected are also eligible. For people who are in the call, you have a chance now to win a voucher for an online training course, a fee-based online training course from the center in 2026. And we will turn the wheel of fortune now, if it works, and you will then receive, or we will then have a name coming out of it, who hopefully will be with us in the call. But it looks like, because when you look at the number of people in the call, we are as many as we were at the very beginning. So this is in itself quite amazing. So let's turn the wheel of fortune then. Iman or Victoria, here I depend on you, because the turning part. That's very discreet. I see the person is can't see this right away. Okay,
It's
Dr.
Josette Moavad.
Josette Moavad. So
Yes,
Miss Moavad?
if she won, she must be with us in the call. So
Yes, let's see.
congratulations. Yeah, we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
give us
in the call. All good, I see.
Okay, perfect,
right.
perfect. We
Perfect.
still have 2 more to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 more to go, so 2 more chances. Okay, here we go. This is Sadat Alieva. Hopefully also still in the call with us. Congratulations. Again, these are vouchers for fee-based online training courses in 2026, and we will contact you after this event to also help you to actually access these vouchers. But we have 1 more to go. So okay, this is Walter Cortez Blanco. Congratulations as well to you. So these names were randomly picked with the Wheel of Fortune from all people who had registered for this call, who were actually in the call, physically in the call. Congratulations to the 3 of you. I hope we will maybe also have opportunity to meet, or that you will have opportunity to meet some of the colleagues in this call. Maybe you might even personally meet. It will be online, but as we also heard during the call, online learning when human-centered can be very impactful. Back to you, Iman, or back to Victoria, or help me.
Thank you so much, Andreas, and congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much, Andreas. If you want to do any closing remarks, but before handing back to you, I will just encourage the participants who participated in this webinar to please provide us with your feedback. It's very important to us. You'll also receive it by email. So scan this code or wait till you receive the email from us to provide us with the feedback. And Andreas, over to you for the final remarks before we close the webinar.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, timing is always very important. We have kept you for a long time. We know, so I will definitely not, spill over now. I know that you want to disconnect. Just to say thank you very much for having been with us. As you were 600 people in the call. This is quite impressive, I have to say. It's a sign of your commitment. Apologies for some of the hiccups, technology-wise, but you see, this is when you're innovative, when you work with tech, then you also sometimes have these little setbacks. So I hope you have nevertheless enjoyed the show. I also congratulate once again the winners. I encourage you to stay active on the platform, also spread the news, to register on the platform. We will definitely have another event of this sort in 2026. And as far as I'm concerned, I have enjoyed the lively debate. I understand that some of the working groups were almost not ready to come back to the plenary, which is always a good sign. I have to say it's a great sign, and also enjoyed the intervention that Tom made on AI. So all of this, I wish you, a peaceful end of the year, Christmas celebrations, if you celebrate Christmas. Otherwise, take a break, and then we will reconnect with you in 2026. Thank you very much again for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Andres.
Thank you, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Ciao.